too low. Please turn my night to golden day. Oh, give me strength to rise again. 'Cause I got joy on the other side. No matter how long the night, it can't stop the day. I got joy on the other side. No matter how long the rain, the sun will shine again. I can take the pain and the heartache it brings, 'cause I know soon it will be gone. I can take the pain and the heartache it brings, 'cause I know soon it will be gone. I can take the pain and the heartache it brings, 'cause I know soon it will be gone. I get joy on the other side. No matter how long the night, it can't stop the day. I got joy on the other side. No matter how hard it rains, the sun will shine again. Shine again. Shine again. Shine again. My sun will shine again. Oh, my sun will shine again.
Ẹ káàárọ̀ nílùú Ìbàdàn. Solutions 93.9 FM.
News, sports, entertainment, top 100 music on your Remedy Radio dial. Solutions 93.9.
Do not touch that dial.
To you, welcome to Kiko Sports Show. My name is Oladapo Kunubi. It is the last edition for the month of July, and a day where Super Falcons of Nigeria will be facing Ireland in the last group game of the FIFA Women's World Cup. Live update this morning from the FIFA Women's World Cup. It is a battle between Costa Rica and Zambia. Simultaneously, Japan battling Spain. We have update from Formula One this morning, same as tennis. As we also look at transfer stories this morning. Well, remember, you can watch us live from anywhere across the globe. Jump on our Facebook fan page, Solutions 939 FM. Solutions 939 FM. That is the Facebook page, same as YouTube, Solutions 939 FM. You can listen to us via Radio Guardian this morning and go straight to Radio Guardian, type Solutions 939 FM. Or you download our app via Google Play Store, type Solutions 939 FM or your Google Play Store app and click the download button. Live update this morning. The Shipolopolo of Zambia against Costa Rica. 3 minutes of action, and it is a goalless. But the way we are looking at things is like Zambia is about hitting the back of the net. Well, let's just keep our fingers crossed. I will update you here. But first, let's go straight to some of the stories. And, that's a goal from the Shipolopolo of Zambia. The FIFA Women's World Cup Well, that's the update this morning. 1-0 for the Zambian ladies against Costa Rica. Well, remember South Africa did the same thing last week against Argentina. And at the end of the day, well, let's keep our fingers crossed. Well, remember the Chipolopolo of Zambia lost against Japan 5-0, lost against Spain, the same scoreline 5-0. But let us see what they can do in this particular game. Okay, now let's talk Formula One. Let's start with Formula One with this morning, where Max Verstappen came from 6th on the grid to lead teammate Sergio Perez home in the Red Bull 1-2 on the Belgian Grand Prix, as the team claimed the record extended the team's successive victory, having been demoted from the pole position. He claimed that after receiving a 5-place grid penalty for exceeding the gearbox allowance, Verstappen eased through the field to become just the second driver to win 8 successive Formula One races. Pole sitter Charles Leclerc, who was overtaken by Perez the first lap, held off the challenger of Mercedes Lewis Hamilton to claim just his third podium of the season for Ferrari. But now let's move straight and talk tennis this morning. But let's just also take you back to the live updates from the FIFA Women's World Cup, the battle between Zambia and Costa Rica, ongoing at the Waikato Stadium, Hamilton. It is the Chipolopolo of Zambia leading this particular game 1-0. A goal scored by Lushomo Nweba very early in the game has given the Chipolopolo girls early lead in the 3rd minute of this encounter. Well, update has it that it is now 4 minutes and 30 seconds of that particular game. Let's expect more goals in this one this morning. But remember, the second game, Japan and Spain, 4 minutes of encounter is still goalless. Now, looking at updates from the world of tennis this morning. Okay, remember we're streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Solutions 939 FM, and in case you're just tuning in on radio, it is Solutions 939 FM in the city of Ibadan, and this is Kiko Sports Show, the first part of AM update this morning. My name is Oladakwa Kunubi. In case you're listening to this voice for the first time, 8:06 is the time. Now let's quickly give you updates from Washington Open. Games are scheduled for today, starting at 5 o'clock. Emil Rusevori will take a Kustans Lesten by the Washington Open ATP 500. Same time, Emilio Gomez will be up against Jun Cheng Shang. By 6:30, Bradley Klein will take on Mark Moore, as Maxime Cressy will take on Alexander Shevchenko. Well, we've got doubles between Francis Taifur, Uba Okaz taking on Christopher Eubanks and Sebastian Corda. By 6:30, we have Yibingwu against Yoshite Watanaki, as Aslan Karatsev will be up against Kirampa Pano. A lot of games going down. Diego Schwartzman will also be in action by 8 o'clock against Mackenzie McDonald. Rado Obo against Marco Giron, as Liam Brody take on Corentin Mutet. Moving on this morning and looking at another update as we have. Let's look at updates coming from the qualification at the Law Cabot Open ATP 250 qualification. Gonzalo Lamar, Skanda Mazzari. Looking at other guys that have also qualified. Skanda Musori, Omni Komar, Babette, Zukayev, all through to the next round. But for the Washington Open WTA 500 games scheduled for today, Anastasia Potapova will be up against Belinda Bencic, as Ludmila Samsonova will be up against Daniel Collins. Bianca Andreescu will take on Mata Kostoik, and that Bianca Andreescu's game is going down 6:30. 8 o'clock is the clash between Snoop Stevens and Lauren Davis. Elisa Mertens will take on Daria Kasatkina by 11 o'clock tonight. And well, at the Prague Open WTA 250 starting today, Diana Yashremska will be up against Katrina Biandi, as Tamara Koptek will be up against Victoria Tomova. More games going down, but let's just move away from that this morning as we talk basketball. Tigress this morning. And a shout out to Bamidele Kersin, a man who has been fantastic for journalists here in the city of Ibadan, monitoring the ladies up and down. But let's keep our fingers crossed if the Nigerian Basketball Federation can just say, okay, Bamidele be the media officer of the Tigress. But let's just move on this morning. I'm not taking anybody's job. But looking at games decided yesterday at the AfroBasket, women's AfroBasket in Rwanda, as we look at results of games. Well, remember, Nigeria's the Tigress defeated Egypt 83 to 65 points yesterday. Same as Cameroon, edging Guinea 70 to 50 points, and Angola beating Rwanda host 74 to 68 points, while Mali edged Senegal 72 to 49 points. Well, according to the schedule, today is a rest day, but tomorrow we have other games scheduled for that. Going down tomorrow, 11 o'clock is the clash between Angola and Guinea at the City Arena, Kigali, Rwanda. Same venue. By 2 o'clock, Egypt to take on Senegal, while Cote d'Ivoire will battle Mozambique. Congo DR will be up against Uganda. Those are the games scheduled for 1st of August on Tuesday. But on Wednesday, August 2, that the Nigerian Labour Congress is saying they are going on strike. Well, the winner between Egypt and Senegal to qualify in the round of 16 will take on Cameroon. Mali will take on the winner between Angola and Guinea. Rwanda will take on the winner between Uganda and Cote d'Ivoire. As Congo DR, while Nigeria will be up against the winner between Mozambique and Ivory Coast. That's the updates coming from basketball this morning. Let's move straight to the second half of the show, where we talk football.
News, sports, entertainment. Top 100 music on your Remedy Radio dial. Solutions 93.9.
Do not touch that dial.
Welcome back to Kiko Sports Show. 8:12 is the time from Solutions 939 FM here in the city of Ibadan. And going straight to the FIFA Women's World Cup this morning, live update, 12 minutes of action between Japan and Spain. And guess what? There is also an opener in that game where Hinata Miyazawa scored the opening goal for Japan against Spain. Well, in case you don't know, look at this group, most especially, this game, Japan, Spain have already qualified to the next round because they won their first two games. So Zambia, Costa Rica game is just like a dead rubber one. Okay, but remember, we told you earlier that the Shipolopolo of Zambia scored earlier in the game against Costa Rica. Remember, these games are played simultaneously because these games are the last group games, right? It was a lady who rose up to the occasion for the Zambian ladies after conceding 10 goals in the first two games, scored very early in the game. It was Lushomo Unweba who scored very early for Zambia against Costa Rica. 1-0 for Zambia against Costa Rica, 1-0 for Japan against Spain. That is what the scoreline looks like at the FIFA Women's World Cup. Now let's talk about Nigeria Super Falcons, who will be in action 11 o'clock against Ireland this morning. Nigeria's got 4 points in their games. Remember, they played a draw against Canada defeated Australia 3-2 in the second game of that group. That particular game also brought a lot of, reactions, stories from different angles, different thoughts, about Sadio Shola's celebration. Well, let's wait to see what will happen today. If she scores, if she's going to pull off the jersey, or we start seeing another tantrums being thrown at Babola. Let's go on a break. When we come back, we'll talk more. Do not go anywhere.
Why is it that almost everyone in my school comes with small candies and biscuits? I just want to know.
Yes, darling. It's because small food is amazing and simply the best.
Yes, mommy. Even the small wafers and the chewing gum that you've always given to us are extremely delicious and captivating.
Hello, everyone. Here's your bread. Of course, it's yellow bread.
Wow!
Thanks, my dear. We always enjoy Jolly bread. For your biscuits, wafers, candies, chewing gum, and bread.
Small foods, love at first bite.
Small foods, love at first bite.
John!
What's up?
Check your phone. I just send you Momo referral.
My mama don't run that one for me since now. Me say for the find who I go refer, make a quick hammer my million.
Hey! You too fit be one of the 12 millionaires for the Momo Refer and Win promo. To win, dial star 671 # to sharply open your Momo account and select option 6 to refer family and friends them. After that, make sure say them open Momo account and use them recharge airtime or data at least 100 naira. Chicken, the more people where you refer, the more you go win. If you not see out of 12 million naira every week, you fit to chop out of 25 million naira.
Momo Refer and Win promo. The more you refer, the more you win. Promo go run from June 15 till August 9, 2023. Terms and conditions they shall.
News, sports, entertainment. Top 100 music on your Remedy Radio dial. Solutions 93.9.
Do not touch that dial.
Still Kiko Sports Show on Solutions 939 FM, your Remedy Radio dial in the city of Ibadan. For those of you watching live on Facebook, shout out to you. For those watching live on YouTube, shout out to you. And for those streaming on different digital platforms this morning, Solutions 939 FM's app, Radio Garden. Thank you so much, guys. Now let's go straight to this. 17 minutes of action between Japan. Spain is still 1-0 in favor of Japan. Zambia is still leading Costa Rica in that last group game. Well, 11 o'clock is the battle between Super Falcons of Nigeria against Ireland, and Canada taking on Australia. Now let's talk about the Super Eagles update this morning. Well, Super Falcons, I beg your pardon. The Super Falcons head coach Randy Waldrum is expecting a difficult duel against the Republic of Ireland. The former African champions will take on the girls in green in the final group game at the ongoing 2023 FIFA Women's World Cup today. Well, remember, Nigeria's got 4 points from 2 matches, a win and a draw. All they need to do is to get a win or a draw against the Republic of Ireland. Do not underrate the Republic of Ireland, but Honor may be saying we are not underrating any team. All we need to do is to go in there and perform above what we did against Australia. Well, Shipolo of Zambia is looking for the second goal in this game against their opponent, Costa Rica. Now, moving away from that, and let's talk club football this morning, where Chelsea were crowned winners of the inaugural Premier League Summer Series with a 2-0 victory over Fulham as Christopher Nkunku scored again. Mauricio Pochettino clinched his first trophy with the Blues following a 4-3 win over Brighton and a 1-0 draw with Newcastle United, their pre-season tour of the US. Chelsea concluded the US tour against Dortmund on Thursday, August 3, with the kickoff 12:30 a.m. Fulham will end their preseason when they host Offingham at the Craven Cottage on Saturday, 5th of August. Kickoff time is 1 p.m. Talking about Manchester United this morning, well, the Red Devils ended their tour of the United States with a 3-2 defeat to Borussia Dortmund at the Allianz Stadium. Eric Ten Hag's team were made to pay for poor defensive performance as they fell to their third defeat in 4 games in the US. Manchester United fans, I am not the one trying to, shade you this morning, but that was what a lot of people saw. I mean, losing against Wrexham, Real Madrid, and the likes. Remember, you defeated Arsenal. Yes. Shout out to Arsenal fans. They'll just be smiling in one corner this morning. Well, we also know that teams will be getting set also today to have their preseason games, although some already decided this morning for Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace lost to a 10-man Sevilla 1-2 after penalty shootout. Looking at other games, well, remember that Manchester United's game was played this morning where they lost 2-3 against Borussia Dortmund. Well, Antequera of Spain and Almeria will battle each other 8:30 this morning. We've got Karagomrok of Turkey battling Ankara Goko. But looking at the other teams this morning that will be in action in the preseason game, Werder Bremen 2 will take on Komet Stein. Sebenik of Croatia will take on Croatian side Zagora. Well, looking at UAE side, Al Sharjah will take on Al Ali Dohar of Qatar. Well, those are some of the preseason games scheduled for today. Now, let's jump straight and talk transfer stories. The big question here is, will Kylian Mbappe be ready to work under coach Mauricio Pochettino? Well, remember last week we got the update of Kylian Mbappe, his team, Saudi Pro League, in 3-way discussion. Well, Mbappe, according to reports, also rejected that move to Saudi Arabia. But now we're getting update that Chelsea are attempting to negotiate a cash plus player deal to bring Kylian Mbappe to the Premier League. Well, Paris Saint-Germain believes that Real Madrid will table a derisory transfer offer to try and price Kylian Mbappe away on the cheap in the coming weeks. However, we're looking at on updates here where Kylian Mbappe has until midnight today to trigger his option to extend his Paris Saint-Germain contract by 1 year to the summer of 2025. And the club are 99.99% sure he won't. But Mbappe is due a 60 million euros loyalty bonus payable in installments if he's still with the club by tomorrow. But Mbappe turned down a world record £257 million move to Al Hilal last week. It was dropped from PSG's preseason tour of Japan and South Korea and put up for sale on July 21 because the club knew he wasn't going to renew his contract and they wanted to sell him as quick as possible. Well, let's wait to see. Chelsea, Real Madrid already eyeing that particular deal. Well, talking about Kylian Mbappe. Now let's talk about, here we go this morning, about Ousmane Dembele. Well, that means that Paris Saint-Germain is already preparing post-Mbappe era in France with the club. As Ousmane Dembele says yes to Paris Saint-Germain, initial green light to the proposal has arrived. PSG verbally agreed 5-year deal with Ousmane Dembele's agent, and the club has sent formal letter to inform Barcelona. Now trying best way to close the deal depends on timing. This is coming from Fabrizio Romano. Remember this man, when he says something about transfer, you just have to, believe. He breaks the news even before other journalists right there in Europe. Well, for Ousmane Dembele, going back to France, this is an environment which is used to. I mean, coming from Germany to Spain, now moving to France. Maybe he's homesick. I don't really understand how these French players behave, but if he feels that the deal is okay for him, then let's move. Okay, so let's talk about one man who was like an African king in England. Well, won titles with Liverpool, moved to Germany, and at the end of the day, he punched the player, and from there, journalists turned their back against him, including German Bundesliga side Bayern. I mean, his club. I'm talking about Sadio Mane. This man is expected to undergo medical with Al Nassr today after they agreed a £24 million deal to signing him from from Bayern Munich, I beg your pardon. The former Liverpool winger will earn more than £34 million, that is approximately 40 million euros per year, tax-free, playing for the Saudi Arabian club with a wage equivalent to more than £650,000 per week. That is the breakdown of this offer. Let me take that breakdown again. Sadio Mane will earn more than £34 million, that is approximately 40 million euros per year, tax-free, playing for Saudi Arabian club with a wage equivalent to more than £650,000 per week. What is that supposed to mean? I was telling favor here that most of the players moving to Saudi, the Saudi Pro League, I mean, there's no tax on there's no tax on your money. Why would you want to go? Because the problem right now, this especially for some players that played in the Spanish La Liga, they know the amount they pay. Even in England, you pay tax. There's no tax free in those European leagues, but you will go to Saudi Arabian league. Well, let's wait for the final update as the 31-year-old Sadio Mane is said to have a medical today in Dubai and will play alongside Cristiano Ronaldo in the Saudi Pro League. What do you expect from Sadio Mane? Okay, let's go straight to Crystal Palace this morning, where Crystal Palace is set to sign Brazilian talent Matheus Franco. Documents are being exchanged between clubs, and understanding as that Flamengo will receive 20 million euros fixed fee plus 10 million euros in add-ons. Medical booked for next week. That's the updates we are also getting this morning. Well, before wrapping up this morning, we'd like to say Diego Godin has paid his dues talking about football, with Atletico Madrid and the Uruguay national team. Well, Uruguayan defender Diego Godin retired from football on Sunday following Velez's Field's 1-0 loss to Huracan in the last Argentine league game of the season, bringing the cutting down on an illustrious 20-year playing career. The former Atletico Madrid captain made 627 professional appearances, scored 38 goals and won 10 titles, including 2 Europa League trophies and 3 Super Cups with the Spanish club. We say congratulations to Godin. Well, guys, let's move to the other side this morning where we look at updates. Headlines on the pages of Nigerian newspapers, same as burning issues. My name is Oladapo Okunubi. I'll be back Also in the evening for extra time. Good morning!
Good morning, my neighbor. How are you doing? Are you feeling okay? Good morning, my neighbor. How are you doing? Are you feeling okay?
Keep it locked.
Good morning, my neighbor. How are you doing? Are you feeling okay? Good morning, my neighbor. How are you doing? Are you feeling okay? My neighbor, my neighbor, my neighbor, my neighbor.
Solutions 93.9 FM.
We raise the spotlight on the different headlines of our national dailies.
This government, apart from giving that minimum wage of 30,000, which was a 6% rise.
We bring to you in-depth analysis on the major stories making the rounds.
And the CSOs to INEC account for 400 billion naira spent on general elections.
Interviews with political and government stakeholders.
There was a big push on export. We consume a lot. We need to be an economy that an export engine, and we need to be a production.
Every weekday, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on the Remedy Dial, Solutions 93.9 FM. Welcome to From the Dailies with Favor, Dakwa, Laffy, and Victory. Let's talk about the state of the nation. Your voice matters.
news, sports, entertainment, top 100 music on your Remedy Radio dial. Solutions 93.9.
Do not touch that dial.
Okay, it's 8:34 on Solutions 93.9 FM. It's another beautiful Monday morning in a big and beautiful city of Ibadan. My name is Adi Damola Lafen. It's my pleasure to welcome you on to the From the Daily segment on AM Update on Solutions 93.9 FM. Today is the last day of the month of July 2023. Our time flies. Like I was telling people just last week on the program that just a few weeks ago we're saying Happy New Month, and we are seeing the very last day of the month of July today. Thank God for the breath of life. Thank God for counting you and I worthy to be among the living this morning. Good morning, Oladapo Kunobi. I'm sounding like a pastor.
Preach on, pastor!
The church thing still did my body.
Yeah. So now you have time to go to church. That's good.
What do you mean?
No, I'm just saying. Good morning to you. Bless you, brother.
Bless you, my brother.
Well, my name is Oladapo Kunobi. Now let's be serious here.
Okay.
Because that's serious issues to look at this morning. I've got with me the Punch and the Nation newspapers this morning. Remember, you can be part of the program. We're live on Facebook. We are live on YouTube. We're streaming. You can also listen to us live via Radio Garden. You can also download our app on Google Play Store. Type Solutions 939 FM with your Android phone. Download. You're using your iPad. Type Solutions 939 FM on Google Play Store. Download the app. Listen on the go anywhere you are. And also contribute. You want to send us a WhatsApp message or SMS, send it straight to 0904 422 2939. A lot we are looking at this morning, from ECOWAS decision, in Abuja yesterday concerning junta, what is happening in Niger Republic. Is it no-fly zone now in Niger? And if we have coup in such countries close to Nigeria, what does that portray? What does that stand? What do we say concerning Nigeria and all the neighboring countries? Cameroon is close by. We know Benin Republic is close by. Some other countries as well. We'll talk about the proposed NLC strike. No going back. That is what NLC is saying. And how much will Nigeria be losing if NLC embarks on that strike scheduled for August 2, which is on Wednesday. This and more will be part of our discussions this morning. And by the way, I also got the update from the PDP. There was a meeting on Saturday through Sunday.
Yeah, there was.
Yes, and maybe Hammer will be falling on here some weekend. But let us wait after they start their screening today. At the floor they have the National Assembly.
The screening of the
yes, yes.
Okay.
So the screening starts today. Let us see what happens. Would it be a bow and go? Because according to reports, they said yes, we have to scrutinize the ministerial nominees.
Well, that's what we hear every time. But we've seen people that are just told to just bow down, take a bow. And
we've been saying not like told. We've been saying bow and go, Laffy. It is more of
in recent years,
bow and go. But should it be so? If we want a better Nigeria, this and more we'll look at today. Our analyst will also be joining us in the next few minutes, but first, let's check the headlines.
I've got the Nigerian Tribune and the Vanguard newspapers with me this morning. Starting off with the Vanguard newspaper, I have this one saying, FD remains major threat to airlines survival. Experts, and there's a rider under that it says, foster partnership with foreign operators, NCAA. That story is found on page 19 of the Vanguard newspaper this morning. 5 killed in Adamawa as hoodlums loot government private warehouses for food items. And that story is found on page 13. Tinubu commends AID Imokwede Foundation's Endowment Fund for Civil Service Development. The story is on page 27. Moving to the banner headline on the front page of Vanguard newspaper this morning, it says subsidy removal, Nigeria on brink of collapse, Catholic bishops. And there are quite a number of riders on that caption. Let me take them one after the other. Say, palliatives never a cure for any economic challenge. Ask FG to identify those who swindled Nigeria through fuel subsidy. Bring them to justice. Note Nigerians cannot suffer for corruption of a few people. Okay, interesting. Another one says, address workers' Nigerians' pains. NECA urges FG. Another one says, one strike, mass protest may cause breakdown of law and order, kill business. And the last writer says, presidency keeps mum. Okay, and there is a picture of heads of state of the ECOWAS at a meeting, at an emergency meeting which was held yesterday in Abuja concerning the development aftermath of the coup d'etat in Niger Republic. And I can see the heads of government of different countries that make up the ECOWAS Committee of Nations. Okay, moving away from that, ECOWAS gives Niger Republic coup plotters 1 week to restore Bazoum as president. Okay, a warning has been issued from that meeting yesterday. World Finance Banking Awards. Zenith Bank wins Best Commercial Bank in Nigeria. Hostile business environment. Foreign investments in manufacturing fall 51% to $978.3 million. When I read the story of the Zenith Bank winning an award, you laughed.
Yes.
What was that about?
Tunde Onodeko, Tunde Adedoku, Ladi, I say Ladi. Rotiba, you know who to hold.
Okay, I think I have an idea of what you're saying now. Let me take the last one from the Vanguard newspaper this morning. Tinubu appoints special investigator to probe CBN-related entities. These and many more stories will be found on the pages of the Vanguard newspaper this morning.
You know, while growing up, the beautiful thing we always see on the front pages or inside the newspapers are the cartoons, the caricatures, you know, the sudokus, and you know, then the sports stories. So there's this cartoon I'm seeing here on the front page of Vanguard. I mean, it's the paper you have with you.
Okay, yeah, I think I'm just seeing it now.
Okay, because see, we don't want to stress ourselves this morning. Okay, it's Mr. and Mrs.
Okay,
men with mistress do so because they want to preserve their wives. If you wear your favorite dress always the color will fade. Okay, and
that's coming from the man.
And from the wife, this one, she says, your favorite dress is not complaining. Use it as you like and stop the stupid excuse. Okay. All right, if you understand, you should try and, you know, check that cartoon. But let me just quickly jump straight to the Punch newspaper this morning, punching down headlines. The cap headlines from the Punch newspaper here. NLC insists on Wednesday strike, mobilizes workers. Next headline, Kanu returns to DSS custody after checkup by personal doctors. There were a lot of stories, you know, over the weekend about Nnamdi Kanu, you know, leaving the custody of DSS. But DSS came out to say that is the normal thing to do, allow, you know, people in your custody to go see their personal doctors. Yes. So, and the next headline, 15 ministerial nominees submit credentials ahead of screening. Banner headline from the Punch newspaper this morning. Uncover CBN, NNPCL mess. Economists, groups tell Tinubu's special investigator. Riders to that headline. Tinubu appoints Obazi, special investigator. EFCC please others to join probe. Next rider. Investigators to go after ex-Buhari appointees. Private individuals hiding government funds. I'm not against anything, about investigation, but all the money gotten back, or the money is gotten back from these people, at least Nigerians must feel the effects.
Okay.
We've not been able to feel the effect of Abacha's loot. But look at this headline with the front page, a picture on the front page of the Punch newspaper this morning. Niger coup plotters dismiss ECOWAS threat. Bazoum reinstatement. When I saw the story yesterday, okay, look at it. Look at the front page picture. Look at the heads of states in Africa. Look at their age. Look, I'm just saying, and how can they, give another? And that is the reason most governments are against coup or even military government. So it is about democracy. And what President Bola Tinubu said in the first speech as the ECOWAS leader was, yes, Africa must, there should be support for democracy in all African countries, and we will not accept any coup plan. But let us wait and see if this the coup plotters in the Niger Republic will still, sit down and have a negotiation. The last set of headlines from the Punch newspaper this morning: NDLEA nabs Lagos nightclubs drug suppliers. Government warns operators. And this headline from Punch here: Operation Flush. 88 robbery suspects arrested in Lagos. Clampdown continues. There must also be proper investigation. We need to know who these 88 suspects are. Over 2,000 Nigerian girls stranded in Mali, Naptip. This and more you want to read, get a copy of the Punch newspaper.
Okay, moving to the Nigerian Tribune this morning, I have this one saying CBN's currency floating policy will kill the Naira. O.A. Lawal. Another one says youths break into Nema warehouse in Adamawa, steal maize, rice, mattresses, others. That story is on page 8, and there are 3 riders on the caption. 25 suspects arrested. Government imposes 24-hour curfew. NEMA moves to secure warehouses in Kaduna environs. Okay, moving away from that, Tinubu orders probe of CBN. Okay, and let me try to read the riders on the. Okay, there are 2 riders under that caption. Names Obaze as special investigator. Directs him to work with relevant security anti-corruption agencies. And the second rider says demands report on public wealth with corrupt individuals, establishments. That story is found on page 11 of the Nigerian Tribune. Rising cost of living, UBA improves staff welfare. That story is found on page 40. I think that's highly commendable. It's highly commendable. I mean, why do you keep laughing anytime I read
you're my
stories?
friend, you're my colleague.
Every time I read stories on okay.
I know you like money.
Who doesn't like money?
Well, some people don't like money. They like working.
E.g. Moving away from that, Obey Appeal Court dismiss PDP's petition, Sunny tells Tribunal. And the rider under that says, judgment in Enugu Gibe favors Kaduna governor. And that story is on page 22. ECOWAS gives Niger coupist 1 week to reinstate president.
I mean, I love that word. Coupist.
Okay, and okay, there are 2 riders under that. Okay, 3 riders actually. Imposes land air border closure to use force if deadline not met. And the last one says Niger military warns against intervention. Okay, the story is found on page 11. This Niger story is becoming more interesting. Okay, let me take this last one. It says, we are set for screening of ministers' Senate. The story is found on page 23 of the Nigerian Tribune this morning.
Okay, going straight to the Nation newspaper this morning concerning the state of the nation and headlines from this newspaper from the southwestern part of Nigeria. The cap headlines: Tinubu direct probe of CBN related entities. Rider says the special investigator to file weekly report. And other headlines: how ministerial nominees will be screened by Senate. Governor slams curfew on state after looting of food items. We were saying something 2 weeks ago. Was it 2 weeks ago or last week about hunger? People may be pushed to the wall, and when they turn back, we may not be able to hold them.
Just like what happened in Adamawa. I mean,
yeah, that is what happened in Adamawa. Fintiri now, calling for state. Is it curfew?
Curfew, yeah.
Okay, I'm not trying to support people that looted warehouses, but question is, I mean, it's for food items, not even for electronics, not for oil. Food. People need food. People need food on their table.
It reminds me of the music done by late Bob Marley. He said, "A hungry man is an angry man."
He's an angry man. Okay, now looking at other headlines here. Ondo APC happy with nomination of Tunji Ojo as minister. Now looking at other headlines here. ECOWAS threatens military action against Niger junta. We've overflogged the headlines. And right after that headline, Tinubu-led sub-regional body gets AU-US orders backing. Sanctions slammed on country coupists. NECA others to NLC. Protest will hurt fragile economy. Rider says criminals hijack likely. Falano, it is not illegal. It is not illegal to go on protest. And the last headline here, Civil Service President praises AIG, Imokwede Foundation. These are the headlines we have on the front pages of Nigerian newspapers of reckon. We have this morning Vanguard, Tribune, Punch, and The Nation. Now let's go straight to the burning issue this morning because our analyst, Comrade Oluwamotosha, is on the other side this morning to look at these headlines and make sense out of these headlines. From the ECOWAS threat to the Niger Republic coupists, and the coupists also not giving a damn to what ECOWAS is saying. Okay, Comrade Oluwamotosha is with us this morning. Top of the morning to you. Is the last day of the month of July. Good morning to you, Comrade.
Good morning. Therefore, good morning to all of you in the studio there.
Good morning, sir.
I say good morning, Nigeria.
Yeah. Good morning. So let's go straight. We start with Africa. The meeting held in Nigeria. And, we were discussing about the coup in Niger. Now, ECOWAS came out yesterday, gave 1 week ultimatum to the coupists of Niger Republic. But the question is, look at the front page. Is it the front page of Punch? The response of these people. Niger coup plotters dismiss ECOWAS threat. Bazoum restatement. If that 1 week lapses, what will be the next? Or is it that African leaders are just toothless dogs?
Well, thank you. In the circumstance that we are now, there is nothing that ECOWAS leaders can do other than dialogue. Niger Republic is a sovereign nation, and being a member of the ECOWAS does not give ECOWAS leaders any right to go beyond what the laws that they all append their signatures to permit. And there is no law that gives any country express right to overrun another country simply because they belong to, they are membership of any group or whatever. I think other than when it happened some time ago when Noriega of the Panama was when it was arrested, when U.S. went to arrest him in his country. I don't think from that a lot of criticism shows that. So there is virtually nothing that ECOWAS leaders can do other than using persuasive approach to speak to these guys to renegotiate or to restore the democratically elected government. But then, if you look further, if you look deeper into the situation in the Niger Republic, you will discover that the citizens seems to be more in tune, seems to be agreeing.
Exactly, that is my point here, because the citizens seem to be in support of the new of the coupists. Yes,
exactly. So And that's a pointer to the fact. That's a testimony to the fact that we have most of African nations are ruled by people who really do not understand the nitty-gritty of government. So, and you see, I read a report somewhere that some of the officers, some of the ministers have been privately invited by this military junta.
The Minister of Finance.
Asking them to refund the money that they stole and meet appropriate. Either refund the money or go to jail. Some of them, they are even telling them they will be executed. Of course, that is not totally possible for anybody to be. I mean, for them to just say, okay, because you have not responded what you stole, we are going to kill you. I mean, that's not in the current this thing that we have in the world. So, but I think it's a warning to African leaders to begin to change the approach to governance and give good governance and ensures that dividend of democracy is delivered.
Okay, so with what is happening now, I mean, every nation is, I mean, we have sovereign nations, they have their independence, they can do their thing, but let us also keep our fingers crossed. Remember, last week we got the update that is it Nigerian? No, not Nigerian. I think Air Max, was grounded or stranded in Niger Republic when the whole, crisis happened. Remember, we are yet to get the final of the Sudan crisis as well. But now let's talk about our own country, Nigeria. NLC is saying we are not going back. August 2, we must protest. But some set of people are saying this will ground Nigeria's economy, saying that it will also affect the fragile economy. Because if you look at the headline here, NECA orders to NLC protest will hurt fragile economy. Are you foreseeing a negotiation or federal government coming out today, tomorrow, to sit the NLC down and maybe to forestall the forthcoming protest by the Nigerian Labour Congress?
Well, I think that's the way to go for government, because any strike allowed now will further it will increase the depression that the people are beginning to have for this government. And because of the sensitivity of the people now, the pulse is so high that almost everybody now is, almost every adult in Nigeria today is aware of the fact that the government has not been pro-people in this country. And that has increased the awareness. People now want to be involved. People now want to know what government is doing. How affairs that affect their lives is being run. Now, I think what I expect this government to do is to sit down and then begin to think of a way to ameliorate the pain that the people are having, that the people are having now. A lot of hardship here and there. And some people will say that the civil servants are just a negligible chunk of the population of Nigeria. Yes, you may say so. But when salaries are not paid, when salaries are not paid, I mean, hardship is escalated on the street. Because the same civil servants, when they collect their salaries, they will pay house rent, go to the market to buy things. I mean, they will pay school fees, and so many things. I mean, want to come into circulation. And when their salaries are not paid, or when they don't even have sufficient amount of money, it tells on the people. So when we are talking about, I don't know how people in government think. Because yes, you are in government, you are running government, you have the labor. I mean, and when we're talking about the labor, we're talking about the civil servants now. These are the people that run, that actually do the job. You are just there coordinating as the elected officer. And if the engine is running, you have an engine that is working, and you are not given, what is needed. You are not fueling the engine to run. Now, I wonder how you're going to record something. So, and what the civil servant, what they are asking for is not too much at all. It's not too much. What they are saying is give us a take-home pay that can equate or that can give us a living, that can give us that will be a living wage that we'll be able to do something. We'll be able to pay our bills. We'll be able to we'll be able to live like people that are really working and earning salaries. So I don't think that is too much to ask.
And
look at they said that they are talking about palliative. They are going to give us palliative and all that. Look at the chunk of the money that is now being floated that will be allocated to the National Assembly. That is outside of the budget that has been approved for the National Assembly. Now, that's what the way we do things. People in government, the way they consider their things in terms of priorities is skewed somehow, is wrong. And I think government should do anything to make sure that this strike is not hold. Because if the strike happens eventually, at the end of the strike, more people, more lieutenants will be won by enemies of this country. More disciples will be won to begin to wage war against this government. And it will be too early. It will be too early. We are just coming out of a horrific experience, the government. And then we are coming into this. Now, the president is aware of the fact that, there are a lot of dissension among the people against him. And now you want to allow this to happen again. I don't think it's going to go well. I don't think it will be...
Comrade, I have this question. You said...
Before you ask the question, it's like the federal government is taking a bold step now, because the breaking news we are getting now is that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will address the nation today by 7 p.m. This is according to the statements coming from the Special Advisor on Special Duties, Communication and Strategy, Dele Alake, and it is also due to the proposed strike of the Nigerian Labour Congress. And that is why Mr. President will be addressing the nation. So, Damola Lafenwale, just go ahead with your question.
Okay, comrade, you said something. Okay, well, you said the government should do everything possible to make sure that this strike doesn't hold. And in recent time, we noticed that the government often resolved to seeking or getting a court injunction to stop the strike from being embarked upon. In all the options of the right things that the government should do, do you feel seeking an injunction, which has been the norm of the day in recent time, is a right approach for any government to put an hold on an impending nationwide strike?
You see, any government that goes to court to obtain injunction against peaceful protest is doing that illegally. That is trying to steal the right of the people from them. And then try to prevent, because you are in power, you are in government, you have authority, you have the control of the court. So you want to go use legal means to deny the people their rights. It will only amount to deny people their rights. So I don't think the current administration, as led by Bola Tinubu, who himself is a Democrat, no, I don't think his government will want to go that way, because it is illegal. Everybody, the law and even the United Nations charters and the various other charters that are signed as Nigeria is a signatory to, does not, recognizes the fact that peaceful protests are legal. And anybody, when you are not getting things, when you are not contented with things that you are getting from your government, you have the right to protest. We voted the government in. So even though it is not every majority vote to become the president. He has become the president of the entire nation. So, and everybody in the country has become his subject. And one thing that any president must do after providing security, food, and all that, is to make sure that the rights of every citizen is protected. And one of those rights is the right to protest when you are not satisfied with what you are getting from government. So the strike is not illegal at all. Trying to use legal means to stop it or whatever, in itself is an illegality. And I don't think that people want to use that.
Okay, maybe let's also be let's be optimistic ahead of the nationwide address from Mr. President 7 p.m. today. Maybe that may also make the NLC have a discussion with the federal government, because, I mean, according to that statement, it's like Mr. President is calling for more time. Maybe NLC is not giving more room for the federal government. I mean, there was a negotiation. It started like a few weeks back. That should be like 2 months ago. And we were expecting more from this, committee, but we're yet to get the final decision of either increase in minimum wage.
Oladapo, you mentioned that the government said that they should be giving more time. I mean, more time. It will be. It's like 29th. That was like 2 days ago. It became 2 months of this new government, and that was the first day on 29th of May. That was when Nigerians started experiencing this pain of removal of fuel subsidy.
Okay.
Talking about giving more time. How long can Nigerians wait?
Well, according to what the federal government said, they'll start the subsidy and the whole plan will kick off in August. And August is tomorrow. Okay, but comrade, before we allow you go this morning, I like this conversation. We were discussing about the bow and go style at the National Assembly screening ministerial nominees. Well, according to reports in some papers, some ministerial nominees have not even gotten their credentials together. They've been running up and down. However, the report from Punch says 15 ministerial nominees submit credentials ahead of screening. Is there something special we should be expecting as the screening starts this week?
What we only have is a change of personality in government. The system has not changed. The approach has not changed. And we have a National Assembly that is populated by people whose elections are based on patronage and all that. And now we have the ministerial nominees who are coming in. Now, if you, we have always said, from the inception of this administration, we have seen nominees with credible or with credentials that you can applaud and all that. But then we still have this pessimism that we have had coming from where we are coming from, with the kind of history and stories that we have about our government. It's something that everyone, informs Nigerians now want to exercise a little some restraint without before just jumping on the board to say yes, I want to applaud this. But then the system has not changed. Even though the National Assembly is saying that there's not going to be bow and go and all that. Now, so we will see when the whole thing begins to out. It's only on isolated cases that we have seen ministerial nominees. Right by the executive, but the Senate will say no, we don't want them. Only, just a few one of them, and most of those ones that have been rejected in the past are people that are so obvious, that do not have good record with the people. I didn't know that the people will protest about them and all that. And so let's wait and see. I don't want to be too pessimistic about things. Optimism is a way of life. So let's believe that they will do the right thing. I believe that some of the people on the board, on the
those nominated.
Yeah, some of them have the credibility, and some of them have the credentials to be nominated as ministers. But then, let's see let's not judge by the cover of the paper. Let them get there, and then we'll begin to see. When they begin to crack, when they get cracking, then we'll be able to know. But then, whether we like it or not, ministers have to be appointed. And you and I can never, don't have a say there. We can only read and accept the list that are given to us.
Sure.
But those that are actually there, they know how to do it. It's by patronage. I just hope that we will get something better than we used to get going forward.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Comrade Oluwamotosha, for joining us this morning, and we wish you a fantastic week ahead.
Thank you for having me.
All right.
Good morning.
Good morning. Well, Comrade Oluwamotosha there. It's good to be optimistic, right?
Yeah, it's good to be optimistic. You can never run out of being optimistic, especially with the situation of things. I just hope that after the presidential broadcast tonight, I think maybe tensions will be doused, and because I'm really looking forward to that presidential broadcast.
This will not be the first time that we'll be getting presidential broadcast. I think there was a time, I don't want to mention the TV station, the former president, there was meant to be a live broadcast. Yes, the broadcast went on. People were expecting the former president to, hit the nail on the head, and nothing was said about it. And, the presenter, was carried away. And when the camera came and the man was shaking his head, laughing.
Wow.
You get it? So let's also wait. Although we're already getting feedback from Nigerians via social media platform, Twitter. Remember, Twitter tells us Solutions 939 FM. What are expectations ahead of the 7 p.m. presidential nationwide broadcast? Solutions 939 FM will surely give you update concerning that. The live broadcast will also run on this dial by 7 p.m. Well, let's also have your take. Remember, you can send us a message live on Facebook. Solutions 939 FM, we're live. Send us a WhatsApp message or SMS straight to 0904 422 2939. In case you want to call in, 0909 888 9939 or 0912 222 2939. Well, people are also reacting concerning ECOWAS and what is happening in the Niger Republic. Well, ECOWAS threatens military action against the Niger junta. Well, let's get some feedback here. Anthony Not Joshua says, ECOWAS has no level. Tinubu should not allow US, UN, and France to push him around. Okay, and Mubarak Oladoso at Mubarak NG says, Nigeria is on the edge. Palliative are not where to be found. Okay, are nowhere to be found. Adamawa is a warning. Maybe the reason President Tinubu wants to address the nation, because, once bitten, twice shy. You saw what happened during the COVID-19 period, and what we also saw in Adama over the weekend.
Not so good.
At Lambert_Bara on Twitter says, ECOWAS, mind your business. Africans aren't ready for any form of government different from military. Nigeria, as a case study, are we following all the tenets of democracy? All our actions and inactions not portray that we are military in nature. So what difference does it make? That's coming from Lambert this morning. Well, reaction from Nigerians after we got the update. President Bola Tinubu to address the nation. Okay. Okay, Joseph Adegoke says, okay, waiting, Mr. President won't talk. Cosmos on Twitter, Amishi Cosmos is saying, what time? It is by 7 p.m. today. Okay. King in the making, as Larry King 931 says, waiting, he won't talk again. Moreover, I don't get TV for house.
You can listen on the radio.
Yes, you listen on the radio. Solutions 939 FM will connect to Abuja this morning. So, well, in the next few minutes, Victor Richard will be coming into the studio, Solution for Solutions Clinic, and let us know what he will be talking about concerning your health. Victor, how are you doing? Good morning to you. And by the way, thanks for showing up yesterday. Hey, Victor, what is it? in this Rogbodinho, you are dressed like this. No, it is not only Tinubu. Okay, Tinubu has ordered a review of investigation.
Probe.
Probe in CBN. We are probing victory this morning. Despite you being a fashionista, you cannot be peppering us in the station. How are you?
Coming from a man wearing suits.
Today's Monday. Nobody can probe me for that.
Right. Good morning to you.
Good morning. So what are we talking about today?
We're addressing cervical cancer this morning.
Okay.
Which is, the fourth leading cancers amongst women, transmitted via the HPV infection as a result of sexual transmission. And it's a conversation that we must have, as vaccination, particularly in Africa and right here in Nigeria, is really low. But with vaccination and screening, the disease can ultimately be eroded. So that's why we want to address it this morning.
Okay, there's one thing about Victory, the Solutions Clinic, the way he handles, the way he treats topics, you always want to listen. I know some people, I don't want to mention names, when they hear about sicknesses, illnesses, they talk about diseases, they run away. But you talk about it as if you are talking about food.
Health, the subject of health has been said to be boring. So as much as it's actually boring, but as much as you want to educate people, you don't scare them away. You understand? You have to make it something they would find interesting to listen to. So 9:15.
Okay. Let's also let you know 11 o'clock Super Falcons of Nigeria will be playing Ireland Republic. My name is Oladapo Okunubi.
And my name is Adi Damola Lafenwa, wishing you a pleasant day. Good morning.
And so many people are asking so many questions, just like me. Got nothing to do to stop it there one day my dreams will come true. All my life, it's always on my mind not to